Joining me now is Libertarian candidate Barry Hess, the Republican challenger Lynn Munsell, and Democratic incumbent Janet Napolitano.
I'm no psychic, but I can tell you exactly what's going to happen here tonight. We're going to have a Democrat, and she's going to tell you that she knows how to run your life, raise and educate your children, and spend your hard-earned money better than you can. Now, the Republican is going to be a little bit different. He's going to tell you he knows how to run your life, raise and educate your children, and spend your hard-earned money better than the Democrat. As the Libertarian, I have to tell you the truth.
You know, for the past 3.5 years, I've had the honor and privilege of serving as your governor. When I took office, Arizona was not in very good shape. We were over $1 billion in deficit. Our economy was not moving. We had just come out of the alternative fuels fiasco.
My name is Lynn Munsell. I'm the Republican candidate for governor of Arizona. I am a native Arizonan, third generation of the state. One of the great joys that I've experienced over the last 8 months is traveling the state of Arizona, getting a chance to talk to tens of thousands of individual citizens in homes, at community events, learning what's on their heart, their desires, their hopes, their dreams for the state of Arizona.
Find me in there. Well, let's see. We'll have to thumb through a little bit. Let's go. Oh, there I am on 18A. And what was funny is they hadn't even done an interview. They'd interviewed them. This is the article that said enough is enough. We're done. Now it's time to play with these guys. No, I think Matt is just a young reporter, and many times that's what they normally do, is put the young new reporter on the political races, specifically so the editors rewrite all of their stories and tell them how they want it. And I think these kids don't realize they're giving up their journalistic integrity and their credibility.
Matthew Benson. I'm a political reporter for the Arizona Republic. I cover the governor's office. Well, the story started on page 1. If I remember correctly, it started on page 1 with just a few inches on page 1, and then as stories do, especially front page stories, they jump inside. That story happened to jump to page 18, and Mr. Hess happened to be on the jump. I would say that as a newspaper, you don't have unlimited resources, you don't have unlimited space, and you have to make editorial decisions in terms of how much coverage to give different candidates.
But right now, running for governor, I like the way that, I just like, you know what, Barry, I just like this, I like this headline right here. Help Hess raising funds to combat media bias in the Arizona Reg.
The Arizona Republic, of course. Let me switch back to my gubernatorial hat. The real terrorists are the Arizona Republic and their ilk.
Oh, now see, I've never... I agree.
It'd be hard to disagree.
I agree.
When you're a reporter, especially when you're a political reporter, you become accustomed to candidates and their handlers and their spokespeople becoming upset with you from time to time, and it's not at all unusual. And Barry in this campaign chose to make the Republic one of his issues, and that's his choice. And that doesn't impact how I do my job.
The Libertarians, you gotta get like somebody gave that to me and said, "You won't dare put that up." Yes, I will, because I think it's funny. Yeah, I remember watching that.
We do drugs, we don't pay our taxes, and we are hermits pretty much. We just live up in the woods and, kind of like Ted Kaczynski kind of stuff, But that's not true at all. Fundamentally, I believe everything he does in terms of the political philosophy itself. I don't agree with the whole party situation. They seem to be kind of doing what the Republicans and Democrats do in terms of it's always like a seniority thing. The people at the top of the party have to have the best ideas, so if a new guy comes in, they don't listen to him. I've noticed that through going to the different conventions. My dad's come up with a lot of great ideas to get publicity to the party, and they pretty much just say, no thanks, we don't need your advice.
Yeah, I kind of knew 4 years ago that I was going to be running this time. It becomes kind of my little way of saying to the world, I'm not going to have to answer to my children in the next generation when they say, what did you do when the socialists came and wrecked the country and stole our sustenance?
It's funny, the candidates who complain that the polls are wrong are the candidates who are trailing. you never put too much emphasis on any single poll, but when you have 5 and 6 polls showing very similar numbers, as they did in this case with Mr. Hess, then you do have to put some stock in it. And in fact, in the only poll that mattered, last Tuesday on Election Day, he in fact received roughly 2% of the vote. Now, I'm sure Barry would say that that is in part because of the polls, or because of the coverage he received, or who knows.
Governor, how do you feel about this election?
Well, obviously very pleased overall. Very pleased with my own race. Looking forward to serving again with Attorney General Goddard, and looking forward to working with the legislature.
Well, you know, they say try again, and I'm all excited to try again, but it's gone a lot better, and we've learned new techniques on how to go around the media, so that particularly in this campaign, there was a concerted effort. We have it in writing from one of the major newspapers, well, the state paper of record, that they were going to try to minimize or marginalize me and the party. I think they had about as big of a poof as they could, and that's exciting because we will win, they'll be gone, we'll be the last man standing, because we just refuse to quit. I'm glad to be in the position I am. I'm kind of the white knight who's tilting at windmills, and if that's the case, I'm going to kill me some windmills.